Okay, friends. So you'll see this term a lot, ECO, exam content online. The question is that how many questions are there? What edition? What is the requirement? Who can take the PMP? And what happens in the exam? And what should I expect? So I'll give you like a minute to just read this and we talk. When you're done, just say I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm done.
Done. Yeah.
All right, friends. So questions for you. How long is the PMP test?
30 minutes.
30 minutes. Yeah.
Roughly how many hours is that?
4 hours.
Awesome. Can you take a break?
Yeah.
10 minutes.
Really? When?
60 and 120. Sorry, Karan.
No problem.
Awesome. Is the test based on the 7th edition or process group guide?
Based on the 6th agile.
All right. So this is what I planned, that because the exam is based on the 6th edition and the agile guide, should I talk to you about PMBOK 7th guide at all or not? That was a question I had for myself. And I thought, I should at least, because ideally you would have two goals. One, to get your PMP certificate. And second, know what is the latest in the guide. So I thought of all the 8 sessions we have, one session I will devote only for the 7th edition. How does that make you feel?
Mm-hmm.
Right? So, because on the one hand, you have the focus to get PMP certified. On the other hand, they have already in the process of, how do you say, phasing it out.
Mhm.
Right? So they January 23, they are supposed to be on the new edition, 7th edition. So that's what the goal is. So the question is PMP still old style waterfall, or it also talks about agile?
Yeah, it talks about agile.
How much? What percentage of the exam do you think will be on the agile?
50.
So half and half, right?
Mhm.
So is it going to talk only about processes, or there is something more important than process that the project, the exam, and the PMBOK guide talks about?
No.
People and environment.
So 42%, right? Roughly 84 questions if there are like 200 questions around people, right? Team management. How will you manage team? How would you lead the team? All that. How do you deal with stakeholders?
Mm-hmm.
50% of the process. What will you do? What should you do next? You're a project manager and you're having this challenge. How do you fix that? How do you solve that problem? You are very good. Team is excellent, awesome, fantastic. But in the environment, there is this stakeholder who's constantly, bothering you and not letting things happen. Does that happen in real life?
Yeah.
Right. So fixing that.
Unfortunately, there is no set, I think, answer to that. Isn't it quite a bit situational?
With respect to?
In case,
The stakeholder?
like people, like you said, that we are good, team is good, but still there is a stakeholder who's constantly budging, etc.
Yeah. And the point is that we say that there are some positive stakeholders and negative stakeholders, right? And it's like real life. Think about it. In real life, when you try to do something in your own family or friends, does everybody support you? I'm pretty sure when you decide to move to Canada after 16 years, that Standard and Poor, there were a lot of people who were not happy with your decision.
Right.
And they're important stakeholders in your life, right?
Absolutely.
So same thing in projects. In projects, we will always have positive and negative stakeholders, right? And the negative stakeholders will oppose it. But we as a project manager have that responsibility to mentor them, coach them, guide them, and bring them to our side. Mr. Karan, do you do that in your real life situation?
Yes, I do.
Can you give us an example? There's 16 years of rich experience.
A lot of examples, Dr. Sahre, especially when dealing with a large project. Not
Mhm.
everybody is going to agree to what we are trying to do. Then it's a convincing game,
Mhm.
like getting all the people to align to what we need to deliver. So that happens a lot every day. And especially when projects are not going fine, when we take it to a steer co, then there'll be that C level or the D level who will be like, questioning a lot, and they won't agree with whatever that we say. So it's a lot of negotiations between people to make things happen.
And I love the word negotiation, friends, here, because as a project manager, one of our very important skill set is negotiations. And a lot of us get them from India, because in India, when you go and buy vegetables, you negotiate, right? And I was very surprised the first time, I went to India after like 10, 15 years last time. And I lived there for almost 1 year. And now the guy who sells the vegetables, even he has a Paytm. He's digitally connected.
Yep.
He was more savvy than me in receiving and making payments. Can you imagine? A guy who's lived in the Silicon Valley. But a lot of us get that skill set from our backgrounds. But in the American context, sometimes negotiation is considered bad. That this guy is negotiating. I'm sorry, I don't negotiate. So one of the key skills of a project manager is negotiation. And that is the beauty of our courses, friends, that we have real life people, right? Monica working in Google for 10 years. Our friend Karun working in NetApp for 16 years. Standard and Poor 16 years. So we learn from each other. It's not just a Sam talking, you share your experiences about that particular issue from your project, right? That does it make you feel good when you learn about other companies?
Yes.
Right? Does it enrich and enhance learning?
Yes.
Because teaching is a very boring subject, right? How do you find a teacher who talks nonstop in the monotone for 3 hours and you are not even there? You say, yes, sleepy, you want to go get coffee, and you want to just, say, man, when is this getting over? Sometimes you feel that way.
Yes.
So that's why I say I'm a bad teacher. I don't know how to teach. I like to chit chat, conversational, and engaging and interactive, where everybody gets to share their experiences. Shouldn't that way the project management world be?
Mhm.
Right? So we have to start setting the example. So now a couple of questions, then we move on. Friends, can anybody take the exam, or you need to have some degree?
Anybody can.
For a degree, right?
Yeah.
4 years degree.
So the idea is that a lot of us come from India, right? So if you have 12 years of education and then 4 years, 16 years, I'm guessing everybody has that. Does anybody not have it?
Oh, that way. Yeah.
Let me ask you this. And a part of this is coming from the American culture. Like my daughters, they went to high school in America. So high school is like 12 years. But in India, when I did my high school, it was 10th. Right.
Yeah.
And then I did high school intermediate, and then bachelor's was 2 years for me. Then I did a master's in arts. Then I did an MBA, right? And then I worked for Indian Oils. So my education is probably 18, 19 years. But the idea here is 16 years. So my question is, everybody has 16 years?
Mhm.
Monica?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like my daughters had a 4-year bachelor's degree. One went to UC Santa Barbara, one went to UC San Diego. So 12 plus 4, 16. So that's the idea. So Iti, you have that, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So do you have a bachelor's or a master's?
Masters.
Okay. And so Monica, you also have master's?
I have a bachelor's.
Bachelor's.
Yeah.
US
I have a
bachelor?
bachelor's.
Indian bachelor?
Indian bachelor. I have a bachelor's in commerce.
which means after your 12th, right?
I had 10 years of school and 5 years of college.
Okay. So 10 years of school and 5 years of college, 15 years.
Yeah.
And then after that,
After that, I came here, and then after that, after a few life events, then I studied for computer science course, and then I just got into the IT industry after that.
so in terms of education, how many years of education you have? 15?
15, right?
Okay. So then what will happen in your case, because it is not 16,
Mhm.
your experience for that many years will replace the requirement. Does it make
Mhm.
sense? Because typically, I mean, the reason I don't have the other piece here, that even if you have a high school degree, you can take the
Mhm.
PMP, but then the experience requirement is 6 or 8 years.
Yeah.
Right. So you will fit probably in that category.
Yeah.
So I
I've
just
been,
want to make sure everybody who's in this course is eligible to take the test, right? You're giving your time and money, and so you should know this. And if you have the degree, is it enough to take the exam, or you need some experience in project management?
Some experience,
How many years?
36 months, 3 years.
Very good, very good. Does anybody have a question on this issue that, Sam, I have not worked as a project manager per se.
No.
yeah, what happens if you never worked as a project manager or program manager?
I'm glad you asked that question and you're fearless about it, because some people will think, oh, if I tell him, then I don't qualify, then he will say you cannot take it. So, I've wasted my time and money. So the answer is that you don't have to be a project manager per se in that role, right? You have to be implementing project management in some sense. And I believe all of us are doing, especially when you have 15, 16 years of experience, right? You have a team that you're dealing with. Have you worked with a team? That's the question. Have you collaborated with the team and made sure to deliver some results from the team? Yes, no, maybe.
Yeah.
How about my friend Iti?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so that's the idea that, hey, you've been involved in projects in some way. And the word leading is little touchy there, right? So we have to be very intelligent in dealing with that. And that is why we have a session on how to fill up the application. Right? So I will take one of you and help you with the application. And then everybody else will watch and then complete that application, send it out. And normally we do that around like the second week or third week, because one way you get the whole test course, and then you go and take the test, and then most people fall out of the system. So if you follow my system, and then Karun must be surprised that I'm still following the same system that he took 10 years ago. Am I right?
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Something that works.
Yeah, it has worked for me, like more than 1,000 PMPs.
Yeah.
So that has taught me that this is the best way, right? And we are all victims of habit, right? Humans, mortal, incomplete humans. All right. So friends, how many hours we need to spend to get the training done?
35.
Okay. How have we structured that in our course? Today's session is how long?
4 hours,
4 hours.
8 hours, 1 weekend, 4 weekends.
Is total
30.
how much? 32, right? So last half an hour is for questions. So if you will have any questions, I will answer them, right? And then that, if you add that all up, is 35, right? And you will take a test at the end of the course, right? That's the idea. So total 8 sessions. Am I right, friends? In 8 sessions, we complete the PMBOK Guide 6th edition. We complete the Agile Guide 1 session. We complete the PMBOK 7th edition 1 session, right? So each session, like today, my goal is to do 2 or 3 topics, right? We'll see how it goes. But the idea is we are agile. Although we have a plan and we have a solid plan, but we just don't want to dump the plan on the team, right? So I'm the project manager for this project and you guys are my team, right? So the team has to learn and collaborate and engage and say, yes, they're ready for it. Make sense?
Yep.
All right. So is Sam going to pay for your exam fee or you will pay? And if yes, then how much will you pay?
You can pay for us.
Yeah, I wish I could. Buy me a ticket for India. I'll go to India. And then from there I'll pay. How's that? So yeah.
It's self-paid.
Yeah. Come on, you've been with Google for 8 years. You made truckloads of money.
Yeah.
Somebody with NetApp for 16 years. He's a multi-millionaire.
No, Dr. Sam. Say that much.
Yes. Anybody Silicon Valley, right?
Yeah.
Silicon Valley, I mean, I bought a house in 2009 for 500K.
How much is it now?
Can you
1.
guess how much is it now?
Near to 2 million?
Yeah. Or what did I
Silicon Valley is
do?
a ripoff.
What is it? What did I do to do it? And I have like that 4 or 5 properties. All I did was I just put 10%, 20% down. Every 3-4 years, I bought a property. So this is the mantra I will give you if you want to be financially successful, right? But anyways, no matter how rich or poor you are, you have to pay $405 to them. And if you're not anybody's a member or.
So how do you keep that membership, Dr. Sam? Because I think I've been registered to PMI.
So friends, I would recommend my 2 cents that please get the membership, because if you add the membership fee 139 and 405 is still cheaper than the non-member fee. You see that?
Yeah.
504.05 plus 139 is $44, which is
Right.
cheaper than 575. Make sense?
Yes.
And then once you're a member, they like it. They try to help you, right? So America is all about deal. You do this for me, I'll do this for you. Right? The deal is that you pay me my money and I'll take care of you for 1 year. So 1 year you are a member of the PMI.
Mhm.
All right. So most common question and answer on the PMBOK test used to be radio buttons, right? Some of us are software engineers. We understand that word. What is the radio button, friends?
Only one answer.
Exactly.
Yeah, ABCD, click the button and then move forward. But now they have changed that a little bit. So what type of questions you will see?
Multi-response.
Which is nothing else but radio button, but what other options?
Drag and drop, fill in the blank, hotspot.
Very good. Drag from here and drop the answer, right? So you see 4 of them. And then fill in the blank is, there's a empty line and then you type in there, or you just pick up the content is there, but you fill that content line with that content, right? And hotspot is like a picture and you click on the picture. So they're trying to make it multi-format questions. Are the questions purely from the PMBOK guide, that what is the process, define this on this page number, or what type of questions you see?
Situational based. Mostly.
A lot of situation based. You are a project manager and you have the situation, your team member is not very happy and comes late, but is a very senior guy, he's been there for a long time, and you're not able to get anything done from him. Do you face that problem, Monica?
A lot. I'm dealing with one.
So it's real life situation, right?
Yeah.
And they'll ask you, what will you do? You yourself don't know because you are not able to solve that problem in your real life, right? But in the real exam, you have to solve that problem because you have to reach an answer.
Yeah.
And in doing that, you will apply your knowledge that you've gained from the PMP. So from that standpoint, it's knowledge based. But you still have to interpret things, right? Because as a project manager, everything is not black and white. We interpret things, right? And there's some formulas also in the test.